Hey there guys, it's Metro, and today we're going to have an explosive time in Halls of Valor. So I'm just going to show you guys a quick little, I'm not showing you the whole run here because I just want to talk about this affix. We're talking about the new affix, of course, Fell Explosives as it's called. Creatures have a chance to summon an explosive orb at a nearby location that will explode, inflicting damage of 50% of players' maximum health. It's called like exploding on the actual key. And we have it. I think it's on both EU and US. If it's not on EU, please let me know. But last week people were telling me it was the same as like a prior. I don't know, like the previous week was the exact same affixes, so I think they might have synced them up. But regardless, if it's not Fell Explosives, please do let me know what it is on EU, because if it's not, then this doesn't really apply to as many people. But regardless, we're going to talk about some of the problems with this affix. You're going to see them immediately here, okay? This is a complete PUG, by the way. Frost Mage, Marksmanship Hunter, Fury Warrior, all quite geared. Very good comp. Prop Pally, Holy Pally, 2 of the best, and 3 of the best DPS, so... as you see, we just leave one in the dust back there. Oh boy, boom, look at that, just like that. Although it doesn't hit us, so yeah, they do have a range. I don't know exactly the range, but that one there, the previous one, was not a problem, but these ones are. There's fucking 5 of them, and the only reason I'm still alive is because of bubbles. So let's talk about this thing. Does a lot of damage. A lot of fucking damage. Can be very, very dangerous. Was bugged, okay? But aside from all that, the hardest things I'm finding with this fix is actually targeting it, okay? In the video, you're going to see me try to make a macro, use the macro not work, and then go back to tab targeting. Tab targeting does work. These things cannot be AoE'd down, okay? You have to target them and kill them. Now, I could easily one-shot them as a Holy Paladin. So I've taken this as my task here, okay? But look at that. I mean, 4 up, we're wiped. It's over. So I've taken this as my task. It is teaming as well, so it's even harder. I feel like the DPS, the damage dealers that is, will not be able to do this job by themselves. And as a Holy Paladin, I could do it quite well. I feel like Holy Paladins and Priests, and maybe Mistweaver as well, I feel like we can do this quite well. Now, I worry about the restos. Druid and Shaman, I don't know if they can do it because dot damage probably will not be enough, so... maybe have to go cat for him, and I don't think you could even do it as Ellie or as Shaman, Resto Shaman, because you'd have to cast a lightning bolt. I don't know if that would even one-shot it. So yes, it could be a problem there for other healers, but if you're able to do it as a healer, I would suggest doing it, because if it goes off, it's just on you to deal with it. You know what I mean? It's not the damage dealers aren't going to be able to do anything about it. They're not going to fucking use Ice Block when it's about to go off. They're just going to get hit for 50% of their fucking health. So, but the hardest part for me was targeting it. I struggle so fiercely with targeting it, it becomes very frustrating. And what I'm asking for right now is some help. If anybody has found a way to target them a little easier, maybe some type of weak aura assistance, a macro assistance that you are 100% sure is working, let me know. But as of right now, I tried to /tar Fell Explosives or whatever it's called. I thought I might have spelled it wrong. I was looking at it again. It wasn't working one way or the other. So I just couldn't do it. I think other people were reporting the same thing. The target macros just don't work. One gets off there under the dragon, and as you see, one back there as well. Icelands does get that one, and lucky I tag that one, and then that one gets killed by the warrior. So yeah, we're doing all right at this mechanic, but it's like when one gets off, it's like a near wipe, man. 50% is just so fucking much. But if it wasn't 50%, nobody would care. See, that's the thing. Like, if it's so little that the healer can just CD through it without any repercussions, then they wouldn't be a mechanic, So I don't know. It's an interesting idea here. I like the concept of it. But yeah, as you can tell, this makes me go full healing talents. I have healing trinkets on as well. I'm basically not playing this dungeon like I would have any other affix set, especially non-fortified affix sets. When it's fortified, I feel like... Oh, wait. When it's tyrannical is what I meant to say. When it's tyrannical, I feel like I can't do a lot of damage because the bosses are so dangerous and I'm going to have to heal inevitably, no matter how much damage I do. But here, with fortified, I feel like on the boss I can basically fucking carry the group, right? I can make the boss go so fast with the DPS I can do that it trivializes the encounter. But that's not the case here, and it's, basically, I feel like if I don't have healing talents and aren't using wings and CDs to actually heal, the damage, this hunter is so bad, by the way. If I don't, deal with the mechanics as a healer should, then I'm never going to be able to actually do anything else. You know what I mean? We're just going to wipe over and over again. So I try to do a little bit of damage, but yeah, this is a week where it's probably just going to get worse and worse. I'm never going to actually be able to do anything but heal and kill these orbs. But I think that is a very amiable thing to do as a healer. To focus on killing these orbs frees up a lot of globals for the DPS, frees up a lot of stress for the DPS, and of course prevents you from having to heal a bunch of fucking damage. So like I said, it's on you anyway. This might as well be a mechanic for the healer, because think about what happens if the healer doesn't do this. If the healer doesn't contribute to it, it's just like, then when people die to them, it's the healer's like useless. You know what I mean? If the healer doesn't contribute to them, he's useless because he can't heal them up. If 2 go off, you die 100%. You take 100% of your health, you know? So I don't know. I don't know what you would do differently here, but I think this is the way it has to be done. I think this mechanic is for healers. And yeah, it's obviously a little bit harder. I think probably impossible for some healing specs, but if there's any way you can contribute to it, you should, because it's not going to get any easier. And like I said, it's your job to heal up the mistakes. You know what I mean? What does it do if you don't do it? If you say, I can't do this, I can't kill it myself as a healer, then now you're relying on damage dealers to do half of your job for you, basically, to mitigate 50% of the damage. And when it doesn't happen, then it's just, you just cause an argument, you know? Then it's like, you fucking retard hunter, attack these things, you know? It's like, I can't. I don't know. I'm bad at the game. It basically was the guy saying. So I don't know. Here you go. You're going to see. So what I'm doing here is I'm targeting, but as you saw there, I think I actually hit that CC target because I clicked them. There's a lot of fucking mobs here. So without a target macro, with me having to rely on my precise click, my hand actually clicking them, it's very difficult because they don't have a health bar. If you guys can't tell, they have no health bar. They can't be AoE'd and they can't be slash targeted. That's what it appears to be the case. And they were bugged at one point. It was like, so people were saying just don't do Black Rook hold. Don't even try it. It's literally impossible. Because the bats all did it, and there was 8 bats plus in that hallway going up prior to the second and last 2 bosses there. Yeah, it's a pretty bad thing to have that situation, but yeah, I don't think that was intended. I'm fairly certain it was fixed. We did Darkheart Thicket as well. There's random ads that spawn on the second and third boss. They were summoning it as well. I'm fairly certain that is not intended. It is fixed now, so it's an unfortunate thing, but it's day 2 of the fucking fix. So I'm not really worried about it. It's been fixed within 4 hours of it being live. Look at that warm glow. I can't get over how different this place looks. Oh, and look at Hunter Trap. That's cool, too. I haven't really seen that. This is the first time I've seen a Hunter Trap anything. This whole expansion. But anyway, CC does not work, guys. As you're going to see here, I mean, we wipe here. The rest of the video is this. Is us pulling this trash. So it's actually quite good. I have the whole... We finished the dungeon. It takes us 45 minutes. I was surprised. I thought people would leave. They don't. We actually complete the dungeon. But regardless, I have my back turned there, and yeah, the mobs are going to explode, and we're going to wipe to it. I'm fairly certain. Yep, see, there's one in the corner of my eye. I can barely see it on the live part of this because it's blocked by the UI element there. And the hunter's out of line of sight. What a fucking group. But yeah, so at one point I'm sitting here pleading to these guys. Guys, please, we can never, we're literally never going to kill this fight. I say this all the time. I say we're never going to kill this if you don't do this. I said it all the time as an exaggeration point. This is a fact. If we don't kill these things, it's done. We might as well just stop trying. We'll never kill this fight. We'll never get past. It's not even a fight. It's just fucking trash. But there's nothing we can do to make it easier. CCing it does nothing. You know what I mean? People just have to kill the things. I can aura and we can survive 2, maybe max. But we can't. We can't do it like that. We have to kill them. And I don't know if they just don't understand that or if they're struggling, to target them as well. I'm having a lot of troubles with targeting them, so I assume everyone is. But I kind of assume that as DPS, that would be your priority. So this is kind of when it dawns on me. It's like, all right, guys, back it up there, boys. Let's Metro lull it up. We'll catch the whole group up to speed, kill these fucking orbs. And I don't know why I don't kill that one, but anyway, we wiped to that. I had it targeted, but I guess I didn't have an ability off CD. I don't know. So it's difficult to do one way or the other, like I said. So what I'm asking really for, if anybody knows, is any type of assistance, like interface assistance, a macro. Like I said, the macro just doesn't seem to be working. Macro, weak aura, even an auction, or An auction, what? Even an add-on. If anybody knows anything at all that would help target these things, because this is the whole problem for me. I have no fucking problem killing these. I could do this shit in my sleep. When there's only 3 or 4 mobs and they're easily... Oh, like I could just click them. Click, 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 click. I can just click them and boom! Look at that fucking holy shot crit. 550k on that thing. That's double its health. It's got 250k. You know what I mean? So... I think like hunters, frost mages are really good at this. They got cheap, expendable shots and damage that can probably one-shot them. I'm not sure exactly how much auto shot and things like frost lance and all that shit are doing nowadays, but I'd imagine it's enough. I've seen like splitting ice. Like I don't know if that's a glyph still. I assume it's just baked in now, but the double ice lance thing, I've seen that work as well. So I don't know. Regardless, it's a very difficult mechanic. Yeah, we just die again, excuse me. It's a very difficult mechanic when you're doing it poorly. As you see, it's pretty much, we literally can't even kill a single mob here. If you don't kill any of them, you will never kill a mob. On this pack especially, I mean, we still got 5, 7, I think there's 8 mobs total in this pack. We've only killed 2 so far, maybe 3. And we're just going to wipe here forever if we don't get our heads on straight here. And eventually we do. That's going to be the end of the video. We still got 4 minutes until that happens, though. So probably at least 2 more wipes here. But... yeah, it's an interesting idea. I think, so now people are already saying, it's so hard, you know, like they're just fucking screaming. And it's kind of embarrassing because it's the same thing I've seen with Cathedral of Eternal Night. People were doing the same fucking thing for that, man. They're like, oh my god, it's just so much harder than any other ones. It's stupid, just avoid it. It's so hard. That key's dead. Oh, lol, 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 +2 Cathedral of Eternal Night, dead key, get fucked, faggot. You know, shit like that. It's like, it's really not any harder. You know what I mean? You're just saying this because you don't know it. You haven't done it thousands of times. Like we have done Mav Souls thousands of times. You know what I'm saying? So people just got to get used to it, okay? And step 1 to getting used to it is community. Like the community coming together and helping each other. Because this is clearly a little bit harder than it should be. I don't really understand why... So I'm getting killed by the actual mobs there. That's so shitty. But anyway, I don't really understand why it's so hard to target. Like I'm telling you, without a macro, if all of these mobs were in melee, like if we had an AoE death grip, if we had Gore Fiends. Oh, that's another thing. Can these orbs be gripped? I talked to a Death Knight about it. He said he tried. I believe him, but just in case anybody else has tried it, just confirm it to me. That'd be very cool. If you could grip them, it would make things a lot easier. But I can't imagine you can. Anyway. With Gore Fiends, if all 8 of these mobs were gripped on top of each other, that would be a very good thing typically. You'd be able to cleave them down, AoE silence them, stun them, they don't do anything. But on Explosives Week, it's a wipe. Because it's even harder to kill the things, right? Like I said, they can't be AoE'd. They're not taking damage from that. Look at that guy punching nothing. They're like meant to be brawling, the 2 of them, and the other ones are just watching him. That's kind of funny. But anyway, with all of them stacked up, you literally have no chance of killing them. Because they're all of them might be stacked up too. And they have no health bar, and it's just so hard to target them. Like, when they spawn under a pack of 4 or 5 mobs, it's very difficult to actually click on them. I don't know if I'm just, you know, inept at this. I don't necessarily find myself a very precise mouse user, but I think others will have the same problem, right? Surely I'm not the only one who's finding these things difficult to hover the mouse over, click, and then use abilities. So I can only imagine if I'm having trouble with this, somebody who loves to do damage, loves to target things as a healing, a holy paladin, and do all this stuff, surely others are having the same problem. So this time I think we finally get them. I get 2 early. That one's going to be taken care of by the warrior there, as you see. Or maybe that was a hunt. I don't even know who that was. But anyway, I'm focused on these 2 here. Any ones that spawn out of melee range, because I'm done fucking wiping here, boys. Time to kill this shit. Mobs are breaking from CC, and that's fine. Doesn't really matter. We've killed a few. I opened my map somehow. I don't even know how I did that. But regardless, I finished that one off. I think that was a melee and a Crusader Strike. I'm not sure, but regardless, I should be able to take them out quite easily. I think Judgment and Holy Shock, without any critting at all, should one-shot them. Doesn't seem like melee or Crusader Strike does enough on its own, but I think Crusader Strike should do enough. I don't know. Either way. Holy Pally, very easy. I feel like Discipline and Holy Priest can do so very easily as well. That time I think I actually hit the mob there again. So once again, it's just a difficult thing to get your head around. But once you do, that's what you got to do. You got to get into it. And hopefully, like I said, there'll be some type of add-on macro. I don't know. Something like that will be able to help us with this, because It's actually a really tough affix, basically because it's clunky. I think it's really, I hate to use that word. So many people use clunky to mean something they don't like, but yeah, I think it is clunky. They're hard to target. They have no health bar. They can be AoE'd. It's difficult. It's kind of harder than the other affixes because of that. If they were easier to target, I would say this affix is one of the easier ones. It does nothing. It absolutely does zero if you just do it right. But if you don't do it right, you're done. So anyway, that's pretty much everything. Thanks for watching. I would love to hear a contribution, topic on this. I didn't have plans on even recording this, but then when I saw how crazy this affix was, I figured I had to do it. I have the whole footage here, but it's like a 45-minute video, and it's not worth it. But this is a PUG, so I don't expect much out of them. But yeah, hopefully you guys can share your experience as well. Let me know if you guys have it easy or hard here. If you guys are struggling with this, you guys wipe for hours or something like that, or if you just crush it one shot. Lol, I'm so pro, I'm so fat. Anyway.